I like my smoke, I like my drink. Today I get to have them together.
They spent a lot of time on this.
Manhattan, it really is one of those places you can find every single kind of kosher kind of cooking in kind of a certain place in the kind of neighborhood in Manhattan. Upper East Side has not that many kosher. What they do have is really a shining example of fine dining service as one would expect on the Upper East Side. I guess that's part of it. This is Rothschild TLV, Upper East Side. Said? Yeah, I forgot the Said part. TLV, Upper East Side. Here we have the liver pate, which already is an expression of Jewish comfort, an expression of a lot of parts of Judaism, but also high end. We have the plain straight with a wonderful cooked fig. We have lava salts. We have reductions. We have tomato like mustardas. House bread always wins. Do you want to pick one?
You go.
No, I'm gonna let you pick one first.
Okay.
This is dealer's choice. That's right. There's a creaminess built in that helps enhance the flavors that are also in there. And what you have here is really just a great, well-balanced like sweet that can join with that minerally and with the creamy, but make it all kind of sweet. This is luxury attached with a certain amount of really specific, smart accompanying flavors to translate it. This is a salmon tartare, and before I say anything, Judd wants to point out something very specific. The knife cuts, because when you put that kind of work, to make sure it's just as tasty to my eyeballs as it is to my mouth. This is South Florida, sexy Latin, like flavor South Florida. There's a bright splash of lemon, and I love those little poppies from the finger limes. But everything that we tasted there, if I were to just try to pick one like specific central type of flavor, it would be Latin South Florida. I got my cigars. It is built upon a base of all your different meze things going on, mapujas and spices and green tajinas. He took all the flavors of his Friday night and he put it into one dish that's a cool guy dish. But the minute that the cool guy bites it, the cool guy becomes like, oh, my mom, I miss this, right? That's the whole point of all this theater. He's using other proteins that you wouldn't find in such a blend like this to create such beautiful textures. There's fattiness and creaminess in the liver that he's using, the mousse that he's using, and the way that they all get together with the spicy, with the lemon, with the sumac, with a burnt toasty note from the eggplant skin, things that are done very high execution level. When people ask me what is like one of my favorite foods, it's soup, and because soup is just to me comfort and memory and warmth. We have a soup here, and the soup is that wonderful smelling French onion soup they puree into a cream. But there's also this wonderful beluga lentil going on, these little tiny little lentils, some wonderful onionage going on, and like a pasta chip crouton, and I'm super excited. It's bone brothy, it's meaty, it's demi-glassy, but he's adding extra things. So there's no, I guess, meats in here, but there's this wonderful beluga. And that's meant to kind of be that protein. That's what it is in this very fine, textured, 19 different ways of French onion soup. Opa! That's right, lamb chops. This is fine dining, this is kosher, I'm looking for protein. I'm gonna get it presented in a fine dining way. This is winter outside. What kind of truffles are these? Black winter truffles, and when they're used to kind of transfer fats and flavors is really where they shine the most. It's an aromatic flavor built in, and I don't think people even understand what kind of high-end fine dining product demi-glace is. You can't buy it, you gotta make it. And to me, a standout chef is somebody who just has a beautiful demi-glace where it's a texture and a color. Deep, deep lamb is what I'm expecting. Crispy lamb fat of a certain kind can be very much akin to that bacony kind of sizzle and crisp, and that is there and that's apparent. But there's something so much deeper to the lamb itself. It's not funky lamb, it's not smelly lamb. depth of lamb. This is a decadent dish that shows a little bit of swagger and execution. Demi-glace alone is perfect. Everything else on top is mind-blowing. I'm gonna keep eating this one. We have our flatbread here. There is sweetbreads, and always, as with all definitive kosher high-end joints, the greens are always so spectacular. Very fine, very focused flavors layered on top of each other. The texture of having all this kind of munch about with that balance of the sweetbread and then a crunch and a soft of the actual bread, that is why this should be considered on that higher end, more top tier chef skills showing off Miami swagger Israeli guy that you would expect in a place called TLV. Ravioli is a pasta and it's a beef cheek, but he's using those classic chestnutty, creamy flavors to balance it out. So it's a unique perspective. What the flavors are telling me what they are, I don't know, because they're beautiful and delicious and I'm not really trying to overthink it. What I am telling you is that is a delicious freaking bite with so many great examples of texture and flavor playing with each other through a certain kind of like time period, right? So for 30 seconds, you're tasting 900 different things. And that to me is always the best part of this kind of like experience.
Cumpleaños feliz, cumpleaños feliz, cumpleaños
But happy birthday to you!
feliz, cumpleaños feliz, cumpleaños
Even that he can't do in one take.
querido, cumpleaños feliz, cumpleaños feliz.
There are places that set examples in service and dining, and there are places that really set examples in the guy running it and how it goes. This is one of those places that's just fantastic all the way through. The guy loves what he's doing. He's telling his stories. Things are done so out of the park so well. It's in a really beautiful setting. This is a standard tier. This is Swagger Tel Aviv in Upper East Side Manhattan through an Israeli chef. This is Rothschild TLV, Upper East Side,
NYC.
NYC.
Cumpleaños feliz.
Oh,